Hi again guys, it's another GranTurismo 6 tuning video for you today. This time it's for a very popular car, the Ferrari 599, or full name, the 599 Fiorano GTB, but you know, most normal people just call it the 599. So you want racing soft tyres, as always. As far as suspension, ride height, moderate on 90 front and rear, just rounded off the spring rate to 550 and 750. Dampers to 4. I've increased the anti-roll to 5 on this car because it does have slightly iffy handling as stock, or it does at high speed anyway. Camber angle on 1, neutral toe as always so it's not dragging its tyres. As far as the gearbox, I've got my auto setting as high as possible and a final drive of 3.4. As far as the diff, same as usual, low initial torque so it doesn't wheel spin as much, high acceleration and low braking. You want all the power upgrades obviously, and as always I'd recommend NOS if you can afford it. You definitely want weight loss on this car because it is pretty heavy, because it is kind of a super GT rather than a pure supercar, kind of like the SLR McLaren. And I've got traction control turned off, which I'd always recommend because it is quicker. And yeah, so a lot of people seem to really like the 599. I must admit it's never really done much for me, this car. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad car. I mean, it's a pretty good looking car, but I don't know, it just seems a bit overrated. Because at the end of the day, it's no better than Murcielago. But to me, the Murcielago is a far nicer car. I mean, you know, it's personal preference, but for me, the 599 just isn't special enough. But as some of you may already know, I'm not a big fan of Ferrari anyway. The only Ferrari that really does anything for me is the FF, because it's not really like any other Ferrari. And unfortunately that car isn't on GranTurismo 6, not yet anyway. So yeah, this car has a cruising speed of about 265 if I remember correctly, because it was quite a while ago that I tuned this car, but about 265. With slipstream, it should do about 280 at least with slipstream and or with NOS. Obviously the handling is pretty good because it's a Ferrari, good as a track car. Top speed handling, like I said earlier, isn't amazing, which is why I stiffened up the anti-roll. But overall, yeah, it's a pretty good car. It's nowhere near the fastest car in the game, it's nowhere near the fastest Ferrari, but yeah, it's a nice car, and I can understand why people would like it. So, as always, hope this helps, and thanks for watching.